In celebration of 100 years of UIL Texas high school football, the UIL and Dave Campbell's Texas football teamed up to honor the best, the brightest, and the most unforgettable icons and legends in the sport's illustrious history. With the help of some of the state's foremost experts and historians, the UIL and Dave Campbell's Texas football will honor 100 of the greatest players to ever suit up in Texas, 100 of the finest teams to ever grace the gridiron, and 100 of the most fabled rivalries that give the game its one-of-a-kind flair. Each week throughout the 2020 season, Dave Campbell's Texas football will announce 10 honorees on each list, an indelible honor to be known as one of the greatest in Texas high school football history. Fans will then have the opportunity to vote for which of the best, which they think it deserves a spot on the UIL Fans' Choice 100. It all leads up to a celebration as big as Texas, celebrating the UIL's 100 players, teams, and rivalries, and Fans' Choice top 10 in each category at the UIL Texas High School Football State Championship games at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. This is the last week. And so these are the final entries into each list. We will start with 100 years, 100 players. These are the final entries into the UIL 100 years, 100 players list. Dallas Carter linebacker Jesse Armstead. San Antonio Jefferson running back Kyle Rote. Highland Park quarterback Bobby Lane. Paris wide receiver Raymond Berry. Dallas Roosevelt offensive lineman Richmond Webb. Lubbock Estacado defensive back Jerry Gray. Odessa Permian linebacker Brett Hager. Fort Worth Arlington Heights offensive lineman Blake Brockermeyer. Refugio defensive back James Lott. And Bremond quarterback Rashad Paul. Those are the 10 final entries into the UIL 100 years, 100 players list. You can vote for which of these players deserves a spot on the Fans' Choice Top 10 at texasfootball.com/UIL100. Let's go from 100 years, 100 players to 100 years, 100 teams. These are the newest entries into the UIL 100 players or 100 years, 100 teams list, rather. 1985, Houston Yates. 1999, Midland Lee. 2013, Allen. 1933, Greenville. 1968, Austin Reagan. 1983, Bay City. 1954, Phillips. 2007, Katy. 2007, Richland Springs. And 1957, Corsicana, Jackson. The final entries into the UIL 100 years, 100 teams list, you can find the complete list as well as vote for the Fans' Choice Top 10 at texasfootball.com/UIL100. Finally, let's get to 100 years, 100 rivalries. These are the final 10 entries into the UIL 100 years, 100 rivalries list. Longview versus Marshall. Liberty Hill versus Burnett. John Tyler versus Tyler Lee. Lamarck versus Galveston Ball. New Braunfels versus Seguin. Amarillo versus Amarillo Palo Duro. Academy versus Rogers. Thorndale versus Thrall. Marshall versus Texas High. And Memphis versus Wellington. Those are the final 10 entries into the UIL 100 years, 100 rivalries list. You can see the complete list, as well as vote for which of these 10 you think deserves a spot on the Fans' Choice Top 10 at texasfootball.com/UIL100. You can find all of the UIL 100 stuff at texasfootball.com/UIL100.